Welcome back treasure seekers and sharp-eyed collectors to Rare Coin Legacy, the place where everyday change turns into unbelievable discoveries and hidden minting secrets come to life, and today you are about to hear one of the most astonishing modern coin stories ever told. The shocking reality behind a seemingly ordinary 2005 1-cent coin that under extremely rare circumstances can reach a mind-blowing valuation approaching $9 million, a coin most people have handled thousands of times without a second thought, slipped into vending machines, dropped into couch cushions, or left behind in parking lots, yet due to a perfect storm of minting errors, mechanical failures, die varieties, transitional metal possibilities, and overlooked production mistakes during a highly complex era at the United States Mint, this small copper-colored coin has become a legendary target among advanced collectors and serious investors, because the year 2005 marked a period of massive penny production, extreme pressure on minting equipment, and subtle design transitions that quietly opened the door for rare anomalies to escape detection. And what makes the 2005 cent especially fascinating is that it was struck during a time when the Lincoln cent design was still in place, but the mint was already preparing for major upcoming changes, leading to experimentation, rushed output, and aging dies being pushed far beyond their intended lifespan. And one of the most valuable and talked about possibilities surrounding the 2005 1-cent is the existence of a wrong planchet error, where the Lincoln cent design is struck onto a blank intended for another denomination or a different metal composition altogether, and when this happens the coin's weight, thickness, color, and even sound when dropped can instantly reveal that something is dramatically wrong, and collectors know that cents struck on dime, quarter, or even foreign coin planchets represent some of the rarest and most valuable modern errors ever found. And if a verified 2005 cent were discovered struck on a highly unusual or experimental planchet, particularly one never meant for public release, its value could soar into the multi-million-dollar range almost overnight, especially if it were unique or one of only a handful known. And the mystery deepens because during the early 2000s the U.S. Mint was actively studying cost-saving alternatives for cent production, quietly testing different metal blends, thicknesses, and plating techniques, meaning that experimental blanks could have been present on mint floors without clear documentation, and history has shown that some of these test pieces escaped destruction, intentionally or accidentally, creating the possibility that a 2005 cent struck on an experimental alloy could exist in private hands today. And if such a coin were authenticated through advanced metallurgical analysis, it would instantly become one of the most important modern numismatic discoveries ever recorded. And then there are double die varieties, which occur when the coin die itself receives multiple misaligned impressions during its creation, causing dramatic doubling in the date, lettering, or Lincoln's profile. And while minor machine doubling is common and worthless, true double dies with clear separation are rare and incredibly valuable. And if a bold double die obverse or reverse from 2005 were discovered that had gone unnoticed for years due to the sheer volume of coins produced, it could trigger a frenzy among collectors eager to claim ownership of a newly recognized major variety, and value would multiply even further if such doubling appeared on a high-grade uncirculated coin with full original luster, because condition plays a massive role in pushing prices into the stratosphere. And another breathtaking possibility tied to the 2005 cent is the existence of a mule error, where the obverse die from a Lincoln cent is mistakenly paired with the reverse die of a completely different coin, creating a hybrid that was never supposed to exist. And mule errors are among the rarest mistakes in all of numismatics, often selling for 6 or 7 figures when confirmed, and a genuine 2005 cent mule, especially one involving a wrong denomination reverse, would become a once-in-a-lifetime artifact capable of commanding unimaginable sums. And beyond mules, off-metal strikes represent another powerful value driver, because a cent struck on an aluminum, steel, or exotic alloy planchet instantly defies official mint standards, and the early 2000s were a time when global mints experimented heavily with alternative metals, meaning cross-contamination of planchets was a real risk. And if a 2005 cent were discovered with unusual magnetic properties, abnormal density, or unexpected coloration, it could signal the presence of a forbidden metal composition that would send collectors racing to authenticate it. And then there are dramatic strike errors, such as off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing due to misalignment during striking. And while mild off-center errors are relatively common, extreme examples combined with other anomalies can reach astonishing prices, especially when the date remains fully visible. and even more dramatic are multiple strike errors, where a planchet is struck more than once with rotation or partial overlaps, creating a chaotic and visually stunning coin that tells a story of mechanical failure inside the minting press, and collectors place enormous premiums on these kinds of errors when they are bold, clearly defined, and impossible to replicate. And the 2005 cent also holds potential for die cap errors, where a coin becomes stuck to a die and continues striking other planchets, gradually deforming into a hollow shell. And while die caps alone are valuable, a die cap involving a wrong metal or transitional composition would elevate it into elite territory. And speaking of transitional compositions, one of the most exciting theoretical possibilities surrounding the 2005 cent is the existence of a transitional metal error, where a coin is struck using a composition intended for a different year or test period, and although the mint officially continued using copper-plated zinc during this time, leftover experimental blanks or incorrectly mixed planchet batches could have resulted in a cent with a composition that does not match official specifications. And such a discovery would challenge existing mint records and force experts to rewrite parts of modern coin history, and value would follow controversy, because collectors pay enormous premiums for coins that defy expectations and spark debate. And another overlooked factor is die deterioration, which occurs when dies are used far beyond their intended service life, leading to distorted letters, flow lines, and abnormal surfaces, and while mild die wear is common, extreme deterioration combined with other errors can produce one-of-a-kind coins that attract serious money. And the role of mint mark anomalies cannot be ignored either, because although most 2005 cents lack mint marks due to Philadelphia production, errors involving misplaced, doubled, or ghost mint marks on certain issues have surfaced in other years. And any confirmed mint mark anomaly on a 2005 cent would instantly attract intense scrutiny, and proof cents from 2005 represent another powerful area of potential value, because proof coins are struck under controlled conditions using specially prepared dies and planchets, yet even these can produce spectacular errors, and a 2005 proof cent with a wrong planchet, missing layer, double strike, or off-center error would command enormous interest, especially if its mirrored surfaces and sharp details amplify the visual impact of the mistake. And one of the most dramatic error types tied to plated cents is the missing clad or missing plating error, where the thin copper layer fails to bond properly to the zinc core, resulting in a silvery or patchy appearance. And while minor plating issues are relatively common, extreme or complete missing plating errors combined with high-grade preservation can reach very high values, especially if the underlying zinc shows unusual characteristics. And what truly drives the $9 million valuation narrative is not the presence of a single error, but the stacking of multiple ultra-rare factors on one coin, such as a wrong planchet combined with a double die and exceptional condition, or an experimental alloy paired with a mule error, because when rarity layers upon rarity, price becomes almost theoretical, limited only by how badly elite collectors want to own something that may never appear again. And history has proven that modern coins once dismissed as ordinary have later shattered auction records. And the 2005 ONE-CENT remains one of the most heavily overlooked coins in circulation, hiding in plain sight while collectors chase older dates. And this is precisely why the possibility of a multi-million-dollar example still exists, because undiscovered treasures are far more likely to be found where few people are looking, and weight testing, magnet checks, edge examination, and careful visual inspection remain the first steps toward uncovering such a treasure. And authentication would require advanced laboratory testing, professional grading, and expert consensus, but the payoff could be life-changing. And as this incredible story continues to unfold, one thing becomes clear: the 2005 ONE-CENT is not just spare change, it is a reminder that mistakes, timing, and chance can transform the smallest objects into symbols of unimaginable value. And this is only the beginning of the extraordinary journey behind a coin that proves fortune can hide in the most unexpected places.